just do what you're supposed to do.
Right, be a real pastor's wife and sing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you just saying, boy, we really, our church.
Traditionally, a lot of couples, like the husband preaches and the wife sings.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You are really slipping.
I'm not doing my job.
You're not doing your job. You should have been singing and singing. You know you can sing. I don't know why you cheating us out of your gift.
Are we live?
Yes, sweetie. Number one.
Praise the Lord. Let us know where you're streaming from, everybody.
Let us know where you're streaming from.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good night.
Hello, hello.
Tatiana, what's up? What's up? I'll pull it up for you. I got mine. I'm just all up in this little other world right now. You show me how to. Un momento, por favor.
Good evening, everyone. Come on in. Dover's in the house.
Dover.
Brandon, welcome, welcome. I don't know. Did you save it?
I did not just save it. Let me do that.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Linda Lace, what's up? What's up? Luana, God bless you. Kim, Sharonda.
Yes.
Clearwater, what's up? I was actually looking at realtor.com for Clearwater. Yes, really? I was.
You gonna buy me something in Clearwater?
I just want to get some water. I'm looking for water.
Yes. There's a lot of people looking for water.
So there's water outside right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what about Dr. John?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, well.
Well, well.
Hey, Melissa. Thank you. I'm trying to represent.
Whoa, that was an alley move.
You caught it, didn't you?
I sure enough to catch it.
I'm trying to represent. It's my Founders Day. Happy Founders Day, sisters, sorors. Happy Founders Day, the beautiful women of Alpha, Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
You doing that? Is that how we do?
Yes. Oh, let me.
Lord,
did you not see that right there? All right.
Don't listen. Don't worry. I'm not gonna say that.
You see that right there?
What's that? What am I supposed to see?
You see that?
AKA?
Yes. Now I can represent some merch.
Whatever, Buster.
Oh, what happened there?
Too much. Team too much. TMI. By the way, we are in a fast lane. Tommy, Arkansas, God bless you, bro.
Hello.
God bless you. God bless you. All right, we're going to jump right in. It is 7 o'clock on the nose. Okay. Praise the Lord. On the dot. Drop top. Yes.
All right.
So.
I'm Charmaine.
I am Jomo. We've been married now 23 plus years, and we are just walking this thing out. Yes. We come together on Friday nights just to share wisdom and insight on how to navigate through this thing called marriage. You may not be married, you may be dating, but the whole goal is to give you tools to where you can live the best life together. Wow. So we come together Friday nights and just have a conversation for 30 or so minutes, give or take, and just share. Well, this evening, as we jump in, we're going to have some Cousins Chronicles.
Yes.
And something, I know this, but sometimes I don't always do it. Okay, so my wife had asked me to take the tree down and situate it and put it in the attic and all this other stuff. And, I did all of that. And, sometimes you want a little credit for doing that. She said, you didn't take the tree down for me.
He said, babe, I helped you out. I took the tree down.
So she was saying the tree is not a gift to Charmaine. It's a gift to the family.
It's the family tree. and it need to be taken down for the family.
I was trying to say, I'm
You
going.
help me out with one of my chores. That's what you was thinking.
They wasn't thinking I did.
That's not my chore. That's our chore.
Anyway,
ladies, if you agree with me, when somebody in the house washes the dishes, they're not washing dishes for you because that's your womanly duty to wash dishes and they're doing you a favor. They're washing dishes because they eat off those dishes. They use those dishes on a regular basis. That's a family chore. When you wash them dishes, you're not just washing it for me, you're washing it for everybody. Right?
So here is.
But I think it goes both ways too. Like some women out here say, to their husbands, oh, I took the trash out. Because they feel like, well, that's their chore. That's a family chore. I like your point. What point were you going to make with the whole doing favors?
If you would have to do it single, don't ask for credit doing it married.
Come on now.
I'm going to say
Preach
that real
Preach
slow.
it, brother.
If you would have to do what you're about to do if you were single, don't ask for credit when you do it married.
That's it.
You would have done it anyway. So every now and then I got to remind myself that I would take the trash out anyway.
We laughed about it.
Yeah, we laughed about it. But my premise is sometimes we are trying to find credit for things that we would outdo anyway, whether we were married or whether we were single. So every now and then in marriage, you try to do this tit for tat. I did this, you did that. We're keeping score. Right. But there's some things you would do anyway. You're going to brush your teeth anyway. You're going to wash your face anyway. You're going to clean up anyway, just because you're in that space. So sometimes we try to get credit for stuff that we would do anyway. So,
well, my cousin's chronicle this week isn't as funny. We actually laughed about that, but we've been spending a lot more time together. We've been binge watching Netflix together, and I've really enjoyed the time outside of us, like talking about work. Outside of us talking about work, it seems like we're always like in work mode or doing something for ministry, and it was nice to just spend some time with you outside of that and have conversation outside of that. So
I mean, we have watched, I don't know how many episodes, but it has to be. There's been a couple nights where we watched shows all night long.
Right.
And she likes watching. I just sat there, and sometimes.
And you enjoyed it sometimes.
Sometimes she goes to sleep on. You know what? I do have an issue with you. Now that I think about it, I really do have an issue. Here's my issue with this woman right here. Okay. She will say, "Let's watch a show together." Okay. It's okay. Let's watch a show together. And then she will have the audacity to watch a couple seasons ahead and be cool with it. Now, if I go ahead, it's a misunderstanding. I can't believe you went ahead and watched it. And she done watched the whole 15 years of it. No. Let's be factual. You will say, let's watch it, then snuggle and be snoring on my chest, and then get mad at me for watching what you went to sleep on. You turned it on to watch together, and then you go to sleep and you get mad at me.
That's an accident. I don't mean it.
But you can't get mad when you can't get mad when I'm watching what you put on, but you slept on it.
Yeah, I know. I just be playing with
I know that, but you are territorial about getting ahead of them seasons. We need to do it together.
Do you care? You don't care.
It's just the principality of it.
See, he don't even care. He just wants to be different.
It's the principality of it.
Oh, principality.
She can go ahead and watch the whole thing. I don't say nothing. Let me do that. I can't believe you.
I wasn't even watching the same show. It was like a different show. I was trying to test it out to make sure it was, worthy of us watching some of the other episodes.
Oh, so you're Siskel Ebert. You're Siskel Ebert.
I give good reviews. And then I can watch it, and then I'll watch it, I'll go back to episode 1 and we can watch it together because I know it's good. I don't want to be watching something with him and he's like, this don't even make no sense. It's not good. It's not in it. Thank you, babe. So I try to,
She wants to be the screener and the watcher She's
But that's not good. I was trying to do you a favor.
I'm not. I ain't that deep to me.
I know.
I don't care.
You're just trying to be funny.
I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just saying it's just funny to me.
What I want to know is how long have you had this cup?
Don't go on my cup.
No, for real.
Let's not start with that.
I want y'all to help your brother out now. This is dangerous stuff.
What are you talking about?
How long have you had this?
You need to stop.
No,
you're
seriously.
Walking yourself down a trail you don't want to go down.
Today?
Don't worry about my cup. My cup works.
Did you get this today?
Don't worry about my cup.
Tell him he is not supposed to be reusing styrofoam for days and days and days.
I got it today from Outback. Today.
See, that's all I asked
but
you.
What you worry about my cup
But
for?
you just keep refilling it up.
Yes, I refill my cup. If I got my cup today, I want to refill.
That's just something disposable.
Okay. Wait. She just said that this is not a cup.
It's a cup.
But this is not a cup.
It's disposable.
And it's the same day. Lord Jesus.
But you know what? 3 days now, y'all watch. Yeah, he gonna be down. It's my spit in the straw. What's the big deal? Help your brother out.
Again.
Toxins and everything.
Wait, it's my toxin.
It's not your toxin. It's a toxin from the thing. I'm just trying to make sure that you live as long as I'm gonna live. Because me and the Lord, we have an agreement.
Okay.
I just want to be taking care of you. I'm trying to look out for your best interest. Anyway, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You all right? Woo, woo, woo. Anyway,
Lord Jesus.
Tonight we're going to be talking about 12 healthy habits for couples. 12 healthy habits for couples.
All right. We jumping right in?
We're jumping right in.
Okay.
Why do you think this topic is even important?
Well, again, when you start a new year, one of the key aspects of having something different is starting something. If you don't like where you are, you got to change.
Right.
That's why we got on our shirts. Right. Change begins with you. So if you want a different habit, you have to start working on different skills to get a different result. So,
and last week we talked about setting goals. Goal setting. So once you set your goals, now you need a barometer of how to change habits.
Correct.
And what are healthy habits?
Correct. So first healthy habit is touching.
Yeah.
Consistent touching. So it may be a hug, it may be a kiss, it may be sex, which is great touching. And my premise is
it's throughout the whole day.
Throughout the whole day. It's not just nighttime touching.
Right.
You want to touch all throughout the day. Matthew 18 says, when two touch and agree, God will go to work. You want to touch. You want it. So it's critical that we do these things. I thought about the research states that children that are not touched early in life, it's very debilitating. Right. We need to touch.
And it builds a stronger emotional connection and physical connection. It's not just a physical connection that, impacts a physical touch, but Correct. It's actually emotional too.
Correct. Hug, kiss, caress, snuggle.
Yeah, cuddle.
All of those things. If it leads to sex, great. If it doesn't, it's all good. It's just the whole premise of connecting on a consistent basis. So number one is consistent connection.
Right.
All
right. Number two,
set aside time for check-ins. We call it weekly meetings.
Right.
We never want to go too far down a path that we haven't checked in to see how you're doing.
Because you might be doing well, but your partner may not. And they may feel like it wasn't a good time to talk. They may have not felt comfortable talking about a situation, but you always want to foster an environment where both of you can feel open to talk and discuss whatever it is.
Yeah, we have to have a place, a portal to which we can talk.
Right.
Some people do it at night, some people do it in the morning. It doesn't really matter when you do it, as long as you do it consistently. And you have an environment where we can be honest and be real. It's never about beating anyone up, but it is about being truthful and confronting things that are bothering you.
Right.
So many times people are not transparent in what's bothering them, therefore they prolong a problem. Right. You'll never change what you don't confront. Right. If you want something to change, you have to confront it. Now, we don't like confrontation. I had another one today, to God be the glory. But I was honest. I said, listen, this is my challenge with you. And,
You said to me?
No, sweetie. I wasn't talking about you, sweetie.
I thought I missed something. Here, sorry. is you talking about, dude?
Anyway,
Okay.
I was talking about if you don't confront things, things won't change.
Right, right.
And it's just healthy.
And it's hard sometimes because you don't want to start strife, or you don't want to start an argument if you feel like things are cool. Even though you may not be cool about something, you may try to avoid the conflict. But what you're doing is you're prolonging something and you might be making it bigger than what it could be if you just confronted it from the beginning.
You might be compounding a bad habit. The person may have a habit that's just what they do. Mm-hmm. If you don't confront it, you're going to see this story again. So if it's bothering you now, it's going to bother you later. And the longer you allow it to bother you, when you do eventually confront it, you're not going to confront it in the right spirit because you allow this thing to fester. Right. So as soon as you see something that is problematic, remind you. So I had one of my brothers I love, and he's in the process of remarrying. Mm-hmm. And the one thing he does is when he sees something that bothers him, he talks about it right then. He says, one of the mistakes I made in my past relationship is I would see things and I wouldn't say things. When you see it, you better say it. You better say it, you better see it, because if not, you are co-signing that this is what I like. Mm-hmm. But until you tell a person, listen, that's not going to work for me. If not, you are saying this is cool and you're going to see this movie again. Right. And for me in my house, listen, it's better to confront it and say, listen, when you do this, this is how it makes me feel. Right. I love you. I don't love feeling like that. If you confront it in that way, it doesn't make it seem like you're attacking the other person. You're just letting them know how the one action makes you feel. Correct. So it's not like you're saying to them, you did this and you need to stop doing this, and this is how you need to change. And that's very aggressive. And when you come at somebody like that, they're less likely to receive it in a positive way. So you just want to make sure that when you confront an issue that you're not being, pointing the finger or being so aggressive that they feel like they have to defend themselves versus receiving the information. Correct. This is how you make me feel. Right. All right. Number three, saying sorry and meaning it. It is so important not to hold grudges and not to say sorry, but then hold it in the back of your mind for the next confrontation so you can use it as ammo. It's really important to seek God and make sure that when you say that you accept someone's apology or you forgive somebody for a mistake that they made, that you truly, forgiving is not bringing it up again at the end of the day. And that's love. So you just want to make sure that when you forgiving somebody that you truly forgive them and it's not something that you're like holding against them for. Yeah, I mean, it's very challenging because some people have great memories and they're like, this is who you are. This is who you are. Right. You always going to be like this. If you speak it, then that's what they are. Yeah. Because your words have power. Yeah. So you need to speak life into your partner. Yeah. So even if you don't see it, you need to say it. What? So all of us have to I say this often, but it's critical. You have to master two things if you're going to be a mature person, not just a Christian, mature person. You have to master confession and you have to master forgiveness. Right. Why? I got to confess when I'm wrong, and I have to be willing to forgive someone when they wrong me. And if you don't master these two things, it's going to be very hard to be in a successful relationship because you're going to say things wrong and people are going to say things wrong to you. So you have to master the ability to confess, you know what, I blew it. Right. I made a mistake. And secondly, you have to have the grace to forgive others. Right. That's why it's critical to give grace to get grace, because we are going to say hurtful things. Right. We are going to, if you catch us at the wrong moment, we're going to make mistakes. So react off of emotion. Correct. And some are more emotional than others. And if you allow that, you have to be willing to reel it back in and dial it down and say, listen, that was wrong. Right. I shouldn't have said that. I know me, sometimes I have a quick spirit, a quick mouth, and I have to reel myself back in. You know what?
This goes right into number 4 because I know we're kind of tackling number 3 and number 4 at the same time. Because number 4 is, and they do not hold on to grudges.
Oh boy.
So I think maturity, if you are one of a person that pops off and just says things.
Who's a pop off spirit, Charmaine?
I have a pop off spirit. I think you do too. But I think I'm real quick. But maturity says for you to try to control that, you need to control your mouth. And I know for me, one of the things I had to do and learn the gift of shut up.
It's a good gift.
Yeah, the gift of shut up.
The gift of shut up.
Because when you want to say something and you know that you're not in the right spirit to do it, just don't. Wait until you're able to pray about it. What do you say? What's your P's, babe?
Pause, ponder, pray, proceed.
Yes.
Pause, ponder, pray, proceed.
Yes.
So we have to be mindful. I have 2 scriptures I want to read to you.
Okay.
Proverbs 19:11 says this: sensible people control their temper. They earn respect by overlooking wrongs.
Come on now.
So the Amplified says it's wisdom and discretion to overlook a wrong without holding or harboring resentment.
Right.
And the last one was 1 Corinthians 13:6. I love it. Says this, verse 5, and it's talking about love. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable, and it keeps no record of wrongs. Some of us, if you're not careful, you have a whole list of how people wronged you. And the challenge is, I know too many quality people who've allowed their past to sabotage your future. Understand this: the enemy of your future is your past. And if you don't check yourself, you will relive your past in your future, and it's nobody's fault but yours. And you relive your hurts, you relive your pains, and the person that you're with now didn't do anything to you, but you are treating them like they were the person who hurt you. So you have to be really cognizant to make sure you get yourself healed before you get booed up with somebody and you bring all your bags. Bag lady, you might miss your bus. Carrying all them bags. Yeah, your past. Well, that's my remix. It's a Jomo remix of Bag Lady. So you have to be mindful some of the things that you are harboring that may hurt you, your future. So be mindful with this.
Right.
You got to, when you say I'm sorry, you got to mean it, and you have to be able to release. All right.
Number 5, they find little ways to show they're thinking of each other. So little things that they do, like this past week, I bought Jomo some sunglasses because I noticed that sometimes he's out. He has one pair of sunglasses, but they're more like casual sunglasses that you would go out if you're like.
I got more than one. I just don't wear.
Right. Well, you have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I actually forgot about the other pair when I bought this one. But anyway, I like mine better. So I bought some sunglasses for him, and I was just buying them just on GP because I thought it would be a nice gesture and a thoughtful gesture. But just little things like Jomo will be on his way home and he'll call me, or sometimes he'll surprise me with a salad, like from, a restaurant or something like that, or bring home lunch for everybody so I don't have to cook. And just little thoughtful things like that, even notes, like sending a text message, I love you, thinking about you.
You have to understand that women in general are receptors or receivers. Got it? So for my husband's boyfriends, you have to be mindful that if you're going to get something out of a woman, you have to make sure you put something in a woman. And too many times men are trying to take things from women without making enough deposits. And if you take too much without making a deposit, you're going to bankrupt your wife or your lady. So you have to be mindful that you're consistently filling the reservoir of love and joy and all those aspects. I'm not talking about sex.
I know.
But you were going there. But
I was making sure that you were just keeping it clean.
Anyway, sex is clean, so I am keeping it clean.
No, I'm talking about the subject matter.
Yes, I'm focusing on the subject matter. My premise is we have to be mindful that to not just take from the
Right.
relationship, but what are you putting in the relationship?
Right.
What are you investing in the relationship? How many
Okay.
positive words and energy and time and money
Right.
and gifts? You have to be mindful to not just be a withdrawer, but a
Right.
depositor.
That's good.
And the more you deposit a relationship, eventually, the more you can take out of a
Right.
relationship. But just like a bank account, if you got nothing in the bank account, you can't withdraw nothing.
One of the major things that we hear when we're talking to couples is from men is they don't feel like they're respected, and it's usually verbal, and they don't feel like their spouse is going after them. Like how would you say, like
Twofold.
they're not feeling wanted. They feel like they're always the aggressor. So just make sure that if you're married, I'm not talking about people that are dating, but if you're married, make sure your husband knows that you find him attractive, you find him
Sexy,
right, and
good looking.
right, and you show him with your actions, not just
It's a
always
balance.
expecting things.
Couple things. Number one, the number one need of a man is respect.
Right.
The number one need of a woman is security. Oftentimes, when we talk to couples, the key aspect we realize it always goes bottom down the same thing: respect and security. Respect and
And
security.
usually, the respect part on the man's side is verbal, right? Verbal disrespect.
Verbal disrespect, and all through.
Body
If you go through Proverbs, it talks about a woman in her mouth, a woman in her mouth, a woman in her mouth. So if you understand that you have a proclivity to say things that may not be positive in reference to your spouse, be mindful. The Bible says a woman will tear her house down with her words. The Bible talks about a nagging woman, an arguing woman, and a combative woman. Now, if you want your man to leave the house, be one of them. Glory.
Now, if we see your husband laying on the roof, we
know. The Bible. We actually had a brother go sleep on the roof for real. He said, I'm just doing what the Bible says. If you want to keep arguing, I'm going to go on the roof. And brother actually went on the roof. And my premise to you is that is not going to get you to where you want to be. Right. The Bible says a soft answer quells wrath. Right. You'll get more with sugar than honey, more honey than vinegar.
You doing that, you're showing God that you don't trust him and you don't trust his process. So once you've communicated whatever the issue is, pray and ask God to intervene. Ask God to be in the situation.
Amen. So with respect, there's one more thing that you mentioned that I was going to deal with. You're talking about, I forgot what you said.
I was talking about words that women use.
Yes.
I talked about respect. I talked about words of affirmation.
Yes, there it is. The world is already so heated with negativity in reference to words. You can look at our political discourse, our country, all these things. The home needs to be a place of peace. Right. It's hell outside. Right. Home should be peace. Home should be loving. Home should be encouraging. And you have to set the atmosphere of it. Now, the challenge is it takes two. It does. It takes two. So we have to be mindful that I need to be your best cheerleader, and you need to be my best cheerleader, because it's critical. Now, men need more than women in reference to this aspect, because I know for me, let me not speak for every man, I need, I seek confirmation that I'm on the right path. Got it? Right. So, yes.
All right. Number 6, they communicate about the fun stuff and the not so fun stuff. So going back to what we were talking about before, making sure that you don't just talk about the things that are wrong, but you talk about the things that are going good as well. You give words of affirmation and cheer each other on, just like Jomo said. So communicate about things that you like and that is going well in your relationship, and things that you want to do. Don't always confront when it's something negative.
You have to balance it, and understand we're different on purpose. And that's the next one. The ability to accept each other's imperfection. Now, Charmaine's different than me. I'm different than her.
Right.
And there was a season that I asked God to change her, to be more amenable and to who I wanted her to be. And I realized I wanted what was not realistic. God put a gift in her for the purpose He's called her to, and not my purpose.
Right.
So oftentimes in relationships, we feel as if the person is called for our purpose. No, each individual has a purpose ordained and planned out by God.
Right.
So what you cannot do is try to change a person to fit your need,
Right.
versus what God's called them to. Right. So you adjust to the difference. Difference is a great thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. I call Charmaine at times. She could be a gun. Okay. As long as it's not pointing at you, we cool. Got it? It's like, so when she points the gun at me, this is not a real gun. Okay?
Right.
I don't like it. But when she's on my team, oh baby, I love it. So you can't say I don't love the fire if the fire is what you wanted.
Right.
It's a balance. Right. So I stopped trying to change. She is who she is. I'm cool with it. And
I think we're a good balance, because a lot of times, when one of us doesn't want to do something or doesn't think about something the other one does, we're both creative in different ways. So I think if you look at your relationship, a lot of times people that come together, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but most of the time the couple's differences is what brought them together. So you may have one person that's an introvert, one person that's very outgoing, and that's what the introverted person liked about the person that's outgoing, is the fact that they're outgoing. They wouldn't want somebody to be introverted like them, or vice versa. So some people may be creative, and another person may be A-type personality, very administrative, and they work so well together in that way. It just keeps a relationship exciting.
Yeah, she's
definitely a celebrate.
She's totally different. Like, she's like, come sit with me, come lay with me, come here, watch, come. And she wants me to be in her space. And it's not a bad thing. Like, she likes me to sit in the kitchen and watch her cook. I ain't a problem with that. I mean, whether I'm sitting here.
I like to talk.
Correct.
I like to talk. I'm cooking. And just have some social, if I love entertaining, because usually all the ladies just go in the kitchen, and as we're prepping food or preparing food, we're talking, having a good time. But it's sometimes it could be very mundane task to cook all the time by yourself, and just, sometimes I'll just watch a show or listen to music or something while I'm cooking, because I like to be multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really cool those times that you do come in, and sometimes we'll, very few times, but sometimes we'll actually cook together too. So I actually like those times.
That's a rarity, but yes.
Yeah.
But this new diet ain't working well with it. By the way, God bless y'all on the fast lane.
Yes.
All right, next one.
8.
Number 8. They make an effort to understand their partner's perspective even when they don't agree.
This is huge in relationship. When you can do this, disagree, but agree to disagree, I'm telling you, some things are just not worth it. I used to give this analogy that if your relationship was a plant, you can take the stem, you can take a leaf from the plant and it fall off, and your relationship will still be intact. But if you take the stem to release the plant from out of a pot, and you break the stem, you've killed the plant. So you have to decide in your relationship what things are even worth disagreeing about. If your spouse tells you that they don't like something and it's not a big deal to you, why argue about it? Let it go. That'll be something you compromised on with them. You say, you know what? I understand where you're coming from, and that's not a big deal to me. Let's do it your way. It's not a big deal. You have to I think that comes with maturity too, right?
Yeah, I think initially people fight over the stupid stuff, and you have to understand if it's not worth the fruit, it's not worth the fight.
Right.
If it's not worth the fruit, it's not worth the fight. Meaning, if this is not a big deal, I'm just gonna give it to you. You can have it. It's not that serious to me in the grand scheme of things.
And we go as far as apologizing, like, babe, I didn't realize, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to take it that way. I didn't realize it was that big a deal for you. It's not that big a deal for me. Let's just do it your way. It's not,
And that's where you have to have a mentality that this is for life.
Right.
When you have the mentality that we're married for life, you already know that compromises we have to happen. Mm-hmm. So the question is, do I want to live in a constant state of chaos?
Right.
No, let's roll with that. We cool with that. That's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Jomo, do you want vegetables stir fry tonight, or do you want squash and blah, blah, blah? It don't matter to me because it's still rice and vegetables.
Right.
So
too, the other person just wants you to understand where they're coming from. They don't necessarily need agreement, right?
Correct.
They want to hear that, okay, I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying, but I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying. And you say it to me all the time. You're like, babe, I understand what you're saying, because I'll try to reword it.
Yes, she do. She be trying to work that
because I'm like, I need you to agree with me. But he'll be like, I understand what you're saying. You repeated it 3 times.
I just don't agree with you.
I just don't agree with you. Yeah. And when he says that, I'm like, oh, okay. But I can take that. Like, I'm good with you not agreeing with me as long as you understand where I'm coming from.
And that's a critical aspect. People often repeat things because they're trying to get the person to believe what they believe or see what they see. But I will only see through my lens, my perspective, my history, my background, my economic status is how I see. So oftentimes we get frustrated with each other because we don't see like they see, but you'll never see like they see based on their where their thought process is. Right. So you could say, listen, I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree with you.
He said it just like that too. I just don't agree with you.
You got it? Clear. I got you, Mom. I got you. No, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. No, I understand.
Let me reword it instead.
Yeah, I understand, man.
No, but I really appreciate him saying, no, I really understand what you're saying. I just don't
agree with you.
And when he says that, I'm really good. Like, but I do want to hear his perspective. And when you are mature enough to, like, after you reworded it a couple of times and you realize that they understand what you're saying and they just don't agree, hearing the other person's perspective helps you grow as a person too, because when you're communicating, you can actually see from a different lens next time.
Communication is not just saying it right. Communication is in a manner that they can receive it right. It's the responsibility of the communicator to make sure the information is disseminated in a fashion that the other person can receive it.
Right.
So communication is not complete until the other person has a proper understanding of what you said. Then you have communicated. If the other person has not received and understood the way you wanted it to be received and understood, you are a poor communicator.
All right. Number 9, they celebrate their differences and not just their similarities.
Yeah. I was not a highly fashionable person when I met this individual next to me, and she keeps stretching my fashion sense.
Thanks, babe. Is that a compliment?
I'm just saying you spend a lot of money in clothes. That's what I'm saying. Now, but I'm learning. She stretched me my food choices. She stretched me in a lot of ways, but I was a very simple person, and in that I didn't have a lot of fashion sense. I didn't have a lot of seafood, and certain aspects of dietary things, and she's exposed me to some things. Now, her upbringing is different than mine, so therefore that's part of the aspect of differences that are melding. But some of it's good, some of it, like I don't know about that. But
cultural difference.
Correct. All those aspects of change. But I receive it because you know what? This is a part of the gift. So when you look at your spouse, the gift, you don't necessarily, and it took time for me to really see how it's beneficial to me. And God give people in relationships to be a gift to you. So my point is, you have to receive them right. It's kind of like you have to be mindful to not compete, but complete.
Mhm.
The spouse is supposed to complete you, not compete with you.
I see it the same way that he does as far as like differences, but I embrace the differences. I think it's fun. And some people don't think change is too fun.
I
Like
love
it's
it.
like you do love it,
I love
but I think,
it.
like
Now the
me
question is, what
trying
kind of change you
Jamaican
talking
food,
about?
like I was talking about food and like some of the cultural differences. So, I don't think I'd ever had Jamaican food before I met you, to be honest with you.
You weren't living it.
But I loved it. I tried it. I loved it. I didn't grow up, no, yeah, I didn't grow up eating Caribbean food. No, I didn't. So,
You went to Miami
um,
with your mama. That's a
yeah,
Caribbean
we
food.
ate Cuban food. Cuban and Puerto Rican food is different than Jamaican food.
Conch salad, that's just behind Bahamian.
That's Jamaican? That's Bahamian.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's Bahamian. That's not Jamaican. I'm just saying.
Caribbean.
Booyaka, booyaka. Anyway, no, I really enjoy like trying different things. Jomo, I don't think that you're like very open to trying new things like right off the bat. Like you just want to kind of ease into it. Like don't put something on his plate and surprise him with something like, oh, try this. And he's like, no.
That's what y'all do to me.
No, I don't try to trick you.
I know you don't, but your dad did.
What, with deer meat?
All kind of meats. Is it good? Is it good? It's good, huh? It's good.
You don't know what you eat.
Don't know what you eating. Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? It's good, ain't it? It's good.
You like it?
You like it? Oh, that's a rabbit. That's a rabbit. You like that? Oh, that's alligator. Oh, you like that? Oh, that's chitlins.
But no, there's only been one thing that I had that I was like, I can't ever eat it again. I don't even know what it was.
Probably tried.
No, it was a bean.
Oh, anyway,
but I enjoy like trying different things and stuff like that. But you have to know your partner and know what they like and what they don't like. And some things don't need to be a surprise. Some things need to be a conversation first.
Correct.
Yeah. So anyway,
some things.
A lot of things need to be a conversation first. You need to discern.
Don't be trying stuff without talking to me about it.
Right.
What you doing? Which one?
Right.
I don't know what
Number 10, they do not make assumptions about their partner's feelings. They ask.
That's hard.
So it is because you think you know the person, so you read them wrong, and you're not even trying to.
Then you ask them what's wrong. They say I'm good.
And they lie.
Be lying.
Yeah.
What?
I do.
Yes, I know you do.
Yeah, what's wrong? Because sometimes I don't want to say right away because I don't know if I'm in my feelings or in my emotions or if it's a valid thing that I should address or it's just my issue. So sometimes I like just kind of fight myself discerning whether I'm functioning off of emotion or whether it's something valid that I should bring to Jomo. So sometimes I like to just sit on it for a minute, whereas he'll be like reading my personality or my facial expression and then wanting me to like talk about it right then. And I'm trying to be more mature in how I handle different things and how I process different things.
The song said, it's written all over your face. But you don't have to say a word. You don't have to say a word. It's so obvious that she tore up.
But do you think that sometimes, don't you think sometimes I'm just in my feelings and I should just keep it to myself?
No, I have no problem.
Would you prefer me to express how I'm feeling and then say, just give me a minute to process it?
That give me time to process is not a bad thing, because not all of us can hide our feelings well.
Right.
So my point is, it's obvious that there's an issue, because different people react differently. You could tell by how the door closes, how the conversation goes. There's a whole bunch of list of things that I've noticed, like, you know what? Okay, we're not in a good place. I'm walking behind the door, just sun in my face. Okay, we're not good. We're not good. The door slams extra hard. Everyone gets a plate, you don't get a plate. You just start seeing like
everybody. I don't fix anybody's plate but Jemiah's. I'll fix your plate and bring it to you sometimes.
You do.
Yeah.
My premise.
And I like serving you.
My
I
premise
always
is,
have.
yes, and you can keep on serving me. My point to you, my point is, when a person asks you, "Are you good?"
Mm-hmm.
and you just say, "I'm good," and no, you're not good. Well, how can we get anywhere if we can't? And I understand. Well, I can't talk right now. I'm not good right now, babe. I don't know where I'm at right now, but I'm trying to process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you say you're good, that's a bold-faced lie. You're
So
not
you would
good.
rather me say in those instances, I'm trying to process through my feelings.
That's good. At least that gives a person some kind of understanding that,
Right.
you know, let me give her some space to figure it out.
Right.
Versus, because see, I'm like, let's fix it. Because again, I don't want to be in trouble with God. Okay, this is Jomo, my personal. I don't want to be in trouble with God. I'm trying to live this thing right. I'm trying to pray and hear my prayers answered.
Right.
I don't want anything between us that's going to block my flow with him. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to stand before God by myself. It's not going to be Jomo and Charmaine and the kids. It's going to be J to the O to the M to the O before God, and how I lived up as a man, as a pastor, as a husband, as a friend. And I don't want that heat. So I'm going to make sure if there's an issue between me and her, we fixing it quickly. Now, it may be the worst timing, because if you're in your feelings and somebody say they want to talk, that may not be the good time to talk. Right. So it may be, listen, right now, I'm not in a good space. I need to process a few things. Right. And in me, I'm always trying to fix it. So now I'm trying to rewire, what did I do? What did I say, to try to go backwards? Now I'm wasting my whole brain power trying to figure out, where did I drop the ball? Now, it's relationships. My point is, you're not going to fix this, because things are going to happen in her life and in my life that has nothing to do with each other. Right. And they may be responding to something that's a family issue, a kid issue, and it has nothing to do with you. And their mind is preoccupied. So I think it's just good to communicate that I'm not in a good space right now. Right. You say, okay, well, is there anything I can do to help? No, babe, I'm good. Okay, cool. Now I can just go on about my day, because I realize that I'm not going to be able to fix anything here. Right. Because usually we try to fix it. What can I do? Can I buy you something? Can I help you something? Can I give you time? Is it sex? Is it quality time? What can I do to fix it? But it may be none of those. Right. So if I can't fix it, I'm not going to put energy towards fixing what I can't fix. Right. That's good.
Number 11, that was good. Number 11, they balance me time with we time. I don't think we do a good job of this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What could do better?
I don't think it's like I think you do a great job of balancing me time with me time. But I don't do a good job of balancing me time with we time. Like, I just don't. I need more me time, but that's not your fault. That's my fault. Like, I'm not prioritizing my day to have me time.
I know for me, I ride my bike and it's like multi-purpose. I'm riding my bike, I'm listening to my audio Bible, and I'm just spending time with God. So that's how I see it. So I make it meditation, I make it therapy, I make it exercise, I make it like 4 things for me. Charmaine's schedule is different than mine. And I believe if our daughter was healthy, she would have the time.
Absolutely.
With our daughter not being healthy, she has to be more mother, more nurse than mother. And being a full-time nurse and a mother of other kids and a teacher and a wife and a lover and
homie
love a friend, and a women ministry leader. And so it's a lot of things. And I know that, like, for me, I know your best ministry is after Jemiah's healed, because right now Jemiah is a full-time job, and I take on some of it, but Charmaine takes on most of it. And it's just the cup that God's allowed us to go through in this season.
Right.
And all of you, battery exhausted, Lord Jesus.
That is funny.
That means you're going too long.
It's been. Hey.
That means
you said my best ministry is after Jemiah's healing.
Yes. By the way, what just happened was we've been on too long and the battery died, so we had to put another battery in.
Right.
FYI. So now we know that we're not gonna stay on as long ever again.
Almost an hour. Okay.
But my I said that her best ministry is after Jemiah's healed. Right. And I know because our daughter's health challenge is all encompassing. Yeah. It takes up everybody's energy. Yeah. But by God's grace, it's the cup God's given us, and we're gonna walk it out, and it's all good.
Receive her healing.
It's already done. Yes. So that's the part of relationships that I think people don't understand. You will have some situations that happen in your relationship you can't control. Right. We had a totally healthy daughter, straight A student, and all of a sudden she gets struck with a condition, and she has not been the same since. And that could be detrimental to a marriage. Most marriages that have a health issue with a child ends up in divorce. Right. And we just understood that this is just a fight that God's allowed us to go through. And by his grace, he's provided us the resources to navigate. It's not perfect, but we're going to work it out together. And that's the aspect that you have to work on with your relationship. Mm-hmm. Every relationship will have some cracks, some faults, some issues, some challenges. And how you navigate and grow through those things will be the difference between a successful marriage and a failing marriage. Because every marriage has problems, has situations that come up, different things that come at you. And you just have to be able to navigate those and say, as long as we do it together, we can make it.
Amen. That was good, babe. One of the things I love and admire about Jomo is he has a really, I wouldn't say rigid, but it's very strict schedule. And he makes sure that he gets his time with God, and he makes sure that he gets his, time with himself to keep his mind together, and certain things he does not compromise on. And a lot of times in life, we will allow situations and circumstances to have us compromise our self-care. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves so we can take care of the ones that we love. Number 12. When they argue, their goal is to come to a consensus, not a win.
You're not going to win every
competing.
Yeah, you're not going to win every debate or argument.
Right.
And the goal is not to win. The goal is to get understanding.
Yes.
And I understand you understand me. Okay, let's move forward. And some things we've learned to table and say, listen, we're not going to fix this right now.
Right.
So let's just pray and ask God for a witness on what to do.
Right.
And let's keep moving.
And God will always show you. If you trust in him, you ask him, he will give that to you.
Yeah. So that's the wall. Well, we went long tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. What we're going to do, we're going to continue. I'd mentioned last week that, we may space out our relationship series. We're just going to do it every Friday night. Mm-hmm. As long as we're in town or able, we're going to continue to do our Friday night lives until God calls us home. Okay. So, I'd mentioned last week that we may do it less often, but I got so much response that, we need to do this every week. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to do this every Friday night. We'll be here, and most of it will be live. Sometimes it may be a recording or something like that, but we're going to make sure we have content to help you, because I believe that every person's life is a testimony or a part of the overall plan of God. Right. And if our story can help you through our 25 years together, by no means are we perfect. I know for me, Jomo's not perfect.
Charmaine is not perfect
And
either.
we are just navigating through this, and our whole goal is to live it by the book.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
it. That's it. And the book is the best plan. I'm talking about the Bible.
Amen.
And we believe that's the best plan for a successful marriage, because God created marriage, and if God created marriage, God need to be in your marriage.
That's right.
The center of the marriage, if you want the marriage to work. So we love you. Remember, always love,
laugh,
and learn. God bless you. Please share this. Please subscribe to our Facebook page, Jomo, and is it YouTube, baby?
YouTube.
Please subscribe to our YouTube page, Jomo and Charmaine. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, Jomo and Charmaine. We're going to build a website and start doing more things. We have to have a conference next month.
And we'll let you guys know more information as we get everything together.
Yeah. We love you. God bless you.
God bless you. Have a nice night.
Have a nice night. Love y'all. Bye-bye.